was February 14th, and it was a really cold night. It was opening night for my son's baseball team, the Stetson Hatters. So we got in our seats, and I kept noticing a man a few seats over behind me, and he was hunched over, and I thought at first he was cold and texting, but he just wasn't moving, and looked over at him several times, and I just felt like something wasn't right, and I just got up and checked on him. I walked over to him, and as I got closer, I saw that there was a puddle of drool by his feet. So I bent down to look underneath the up at him from under the railing, and he was dark blue. His eyes were wide open, and he looked like he was dead.
Mr. Goss was rushed here to Florida Hospital DeLand by evac. He was intubated in the field. So when he came in, the situation was very dire. He wasn't breathing on his own. His heartbeat was very irregular. Blood pressure was extremely low. We got him straight to the cath lab and then back up here to the ICU where we started the code cooling process. Code cool is it's a hypothermia protocol. We bring the core body temperature down. It's to help maintain brain tissue function, keeps everything from swelling. Once we get the spontaneous circulation back, we get swelling. So we keep everything down. We get better tissue perfusion during that time. And it's a big protocol that lasts over around 48 hours or so. So after a couple of days after the code cool, he started coming around, was more hemodynamically stable, and he showed definite signs of improvement.
The cardiologist told me that I suffered what is known as an idiopathic ventricular tachycardia, which basically is an electrical malfunction of my heart that lasted less than a millisecond. We marveled when I began to kind of come around a little bit. I joined in my parents' marvel of how well we were all taken care of. Just an absolutely unbelievable level of professionalism and personality along with that. And those two aren't always necessarily mutually inclusive. I knew immediately I had a fight on my hands. I knew I had to work hard to get better. So as soon as I was able to do that, I started to move my arms and legs. I started to count. I started to do my ABCs. As an only child, whenever you help my parents, I take that with a very high level of regard. And as well as I was cared for, it could be that my parents were cared for even better. When they arrived, it was about 4 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, and they had been on the road. One of the nurses there immediately, Mom said, made sure that they had something to eat and drink, which I thought and they thought was exceptionally thoughtful.
So I realized that the patient was getting pretty concerned about his parents, that they had come down from out of town and they really didn't have a place to stay. They were in the hospital room most of the time, and so I was able to facilitate helping them to get someplace where they can get some rest.
To know that the Florida hospital staff was reaching out to them on a regular basis allowed me to free my mind of worry about them and their well-being and focus on getting me better, which was exactly what I needed to be doing. So I'm very thankful for that part of it.
I could obviously tell that it was causing the patient some stress. We always want to take care of our loved ones. And so when I was able just to lift that burden off of him, just try to get the parents to get some rest, and that way I could take care of the patient and he could relax a little bit better.
I'm a big believer in that triad of mind, body, and spirit as part of an individual's makeup. And without question, Florida Hospital attended to all three of those areas for me. Emotional and physical healing is one aspect, but there's also spiritual healing. And him and his family were very spiritual, and we were able to pray and get God's help in with the work that we're doing. And hopefully that with our morning prayers with him, that we were being guided during our day and doing the right things by the patient. To know that the staff cares enough to not only do their job for you that they're paid to do, but also to take time in their personal lives to pray for you and to send up thanks to God for the good things that he's doing and ask for continued help I believe that made the difference. There were many people praying, but in retrospect, I'm glad that the staff was praying for me as well, because they were the ones who were immediately in the room, and they were the ones who were in make or break situations many times and had to make a lot of decisions on the spot. And I'm glad that they were guided by the Spirit of prayer and the Spirit of God who worked in and through them. I believe in that strongly and passionately, and I'm glad the Florida Hospital does too.
You know, after the code cool and the initial insult, he started to heal rather quickly. I'm happy to see that Mr. Goss was able to have a healthy discharge and enjoy life again and get back to teaching. It's a great feeling anytime you can see somebody in such poor prognosis and then they can leave in good health. It's a wonderful feeling to know that I was a part of a team that saved his life. And that makes me really proud to be a nurse at Florida Hospital DeLand.
I really want to say thank you and I love you to all the Florida Hospital care team members who had a role in my recovery, however large or small. They made a tremendous, tremendous difference. So now I am indeed back to normal, and I get to do what I love to do, and that is travel around the country and attend various sporting events, and also to be back in the classroom at Stetson helping shape the minds and futures of young people. And I'm extremely grateful for that opportunity.